Blue Cross Blue Shield in North Carolina recently called the measure a step in the right direction. Is there any part of the new law that you do like?
Well, I think that there certainly are some good things in here. I think that the massive insurance reforms had bipartisan support, doing away with pre-existing condition, lifting caps. I think that's obviously an area that we should go into. I believe what brings down the entire bill from a standpoint of my threshold for good policy is the fact that it does nothing to contain cost. It doesn't bend the cost curve down. It doesn't keep it the same. As a matter of fact, it chooses probably the worst delivery system that we've got in the country and maybe in the world, Medicaid, to absorb 50% of the increased coverage individuals. So 16 million individuals will go into Medicaid, which means that they'll only get an opportunity to see 60% of the doctors. Their medical home will still be the emergency room. The education that we need for chronic disease management for that population won't happen. And the mandate, the burden, financial burden on the states is going to be huge. In North Carolina, over 800,000 person increase to a system today that's hemorrhaging from a standpoint of its financial stability. So last thing of the health care plan that was passed, I believe anything we do has to be financially sustainable. And this one's not financially sustainable in its first 10 years. It only makes me wonder what it's going to be like in the second 10.
There's a story actually today in several papers about the National Republican Party talking to candidates, folks who are running like yourself, about whether or not they should be advocating for repeal. Do you think we should repeal the health care reform bill that was passed?
Well, I've said I'd repeal the bill just as long as we were committed to replace it with something that we thought the policy was right. I don't believe it's good enough to be against something. You have to be for something, and that's why Tom Coburn and I, almost a year ago, last May, introduced the first comprehensive health care bill. I felt all along that I could be overly critical of any product that came out of the Congress because I had laid my cards on the table. I'd said, here's what I'd do. The President highlighted it in a couple of his speeches, what Tom and I had worked on. But at the end of the day, I didn't expect to have my bill passed into law. It wasn't. But I think that there were many good things in it that I'd love to see us incorporate. So it may not be total repeal at the end of the day. It may be a series of fixes over the course of this bill getting enacted that enable us to possibly change and bend that cost curve down.